Oh. 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 Welcome to Meaningful Mornings. On March 13th, 2020, I was supposed to be in Seattle for 4 days until March 17th. And I didn't go because the coronavirus was growing, specifically in Washington, specifically in Seattle. Shortly after, it was the commencement of spring in 2020, that is March 19th, we began Meaningful Mornings. And today, as we complete spring of 2022, we are completing 100 weeks of Meaningful Mornings. 700 mornings together. Of late, our focus has been on the Bhagavad Gita. This morning, we are going to complete 8 chapters. The first was almost like chapter 0. I shared an introduction into the Mahabharata. And then 7 chapters proper. Overall, this is 310 verses of the 700 contained in Bhagavad Gita. Throughout our immersion in Bhagavad Gita, in Mahabharata, I hope that I've communicated the power of this philosophy. Here's where you all smile and nod. Yes, Vivekji, you have. The beauty of the language, Shri Krishna being a master teacher and a master language, and the importance of culture. Sharing more on the importance of culture, the culture of Bhagavad Gita. At the completion of every adhyaya of Bhagavad Gita, today our 7th, adhyaya means chapter, one is to naturally feel intense dakshina, which means gratitude. When one feels this intensely, it is irresistible for them not to express this. This just happens as dana. I know in the 250 seekers who join us for Meaningful Mornings, we come from different communities. Some are in Mumbai, some are in Nairobi, some are in Portland. We are part of different, perhaps, Chinmay Mission chapters in New Haven, in Atlanta, and so on. Yet, we all have the same home, Prithvi. We all have the same, and so I describe her as a universal mother, that is Bhu Devi. I was interacting with my cousin recently, and he was asking, how is it that you've raised so much of funds in this community since the coronavirus began? In 2 years, our community has raised over $600,000, with an emphasis being on supporting charities for our Universal Mother. And I shared with him over the past 2 years, and I know this because I get these records, the largest donation that has come in over the past 2 years has only been $5,000. Not a $25,000 donation, not a $50,000 donation, but $5,000. And what that shows is how many members of our community are active for us to reach such a figure as 600,000. Following our culture, our tradition, I'm requesting all of you to support our home, to support our mother, particularly the Clean Air Task Force. Right now, our children, they have heavy coughs. They missed some days of school last week. Hopefully they'll go to school today. And I was thinking to myself that imagine they didn't have access to clean air. Maybe this cough would never go away for them, and how that would restrict how much seva I can engage in, how much sadhana I can engage in. For those who are resonating with what I'm sharing, that this is our culture. When you support Clean Air Task Force, do this openly, with an open wallet, with your open name. No need for you to donate anonymously. This is our community where we inspire each other. And to share with you the magnitude of our community and how easily we can help our home and earth. 250 seekers, correct? If everyone supported with $100, the entire Clean Air Task Force campaign can be completed. $100. Many of you are paying $1 a week for hardware, correct? To rent a TV or a laptop. Many of you pay $1 a day for software, for some sort of antivirus or an alarm system. We are accessing the sourceware from which all software, all hardware comes. It is my aspiration with you. And if you're not holding my hand, then without you. From the time the coronavirus began, now till forever, until I die, that our community will contribute $500 a day to our home, to our mother. Because our home and mother is more important than any other chapter, any other community. It is our responsibility to give at least this much to our home and our mother. Please don't intellectualize this. Internalize this, especially as you reflect on how much dedication and sacrifice has gone into 100 weeks, 700 mornings of making that which is inaccessible super accessible. Some of you are in bed right now, accessing these 8 chapters of Mahabharata and Bhagavad Gita. This has been emailed to you. This is on our website. It's now being shared in the chat as well. I hope tomorrow, when I remind you of this, that this campaign is complete, that our community raises $25,000 in 24 hours, and we keep moving then. Our home, our mother. Chapter 7 of Bhagavad Gita is to be felt as Divinity is far from me. Sometimes we point to the clouds. 2, divinity is near to me. It could be my map, it could be my guide. 2, divinity is me. From far to near to is. I am divine. And this is not covert. In verse 29, Shri Krishna shares, Ye. That means the one, yanti, who's aspiring, who's dedicated, mam ashritya, which means living for me, depending on me, knowing there is only me. The next quarter, te. That one is now this one, kritsnam. Completely, tat viduhu, they completely know Brahma. They know the infinite with no doubt, which is equivalent to being infinite. For some who find such bigness too big, Sri Krishna as if divides this bigness into smaller parts for us to relate to. This is the final verse of chapter 7. This is an overt transition into chapter 8. Sadi bhutadi devam mam sadi yajnam cha ye viduhu prayana kale picha mam te vidur yukta chetasaha. Being brief, all of this is elaborated in the forthcoming chapter. Sa adibhuta adideva mam. Those who know me, along with adibhuta, that is the outer world. Adideva, that's the inner world. Sa adiyajnam cha ye viduhu. They know completely the outer world, the inner world, and how the outer world and inner world commune. That's adiyajna. How the inner world and outer world commune. So in verse 29, those who know I am infinite. I can't resonate that. So in verse 30, those who know I am the creator of the outer world, the inner world, and their relationship. It's the same message, but he loves us that much that he's changing the orientation for us to be oriented towards. Prayana kale pichamam, those who feel this even at the time of their death, which could be right now. Te viduhu yukta chetasaha, if their minds are aligned with me, surrendered to me, one with me, then they are me, the creator, consciousness. We have already come across this verse. Chapter 2, verse 72. The table of contents chapter, I told you, is elaborated throughout the remaining chapters. In that verse, Sri Krishna shares, if in your last moment you know Brahma, then you are freed forever. Brahma nirvana richati. The same is being shared. No negativity, only positivity. I'm going to read to you some insights from Pujya Swami Chinmayananda. Please close your eyes. Listen carefully as we complete this chapter. But the man of perfection, as conceived by the science of Vedanta, is not only a man of perfection in the realm of the spirit, but he is also at all times, on all occasions, under all situations, a master of himself and a dynamic force to be reckoned with. He essentially becomes the leader of the world, as he is a master of his own mind, as well as the minds of the entire living kingdom. To him, thereafter, everything becomes clear, and such a man of perfection lives in the world as a god in his knowledge of the worlds, both within and without. In short, the chapter closes with a total assertion that he who knows me knows everything. And he is a man who will come to guide the destinies of the world, not only in his own times, but in the days to come, as Lord Krishna himself did. Om Tat Sat Iti Srimad Bhagavad Gita Su Upanishatsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Shri Krishnarjuna Samvade Jnana Vijnana Yogo Nama Saptamodhyayaha. Ashcharya. Amazing what we are getting to experience in all ways, from the dates to the pace, to the reflections, to the commentary. Ashcharya. From inspiration to application. Today, as we complete spring, you complete Selflessness Week. And now I've requested you on how to practice selflessness by supporting the Clean Air Task Force. On our poster, we have written, let us help protect our air and the breath of generations to come. This selflessness is to benefit you and all. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Be safe, be sound, be serene. My prayers to our Sri Krishna to continue to grace and guide us to be steady, sincere, and strong, to feel I am divine. Be joy.